Racist family. I'm a black female, 18. My brother is a black man, 32. And he asked me today how was my date. I said good, and he asked with who, and I said a white guy named Brian, and he told me he would never come to the wedding and he disapproves it. He said he is disappointed in me and thinks I need to be with a black man. Please give me advice on how to handle the situation. I don't even know what to do. All I did was go on a date, and now I feel as if my brother won't love who I love because of his race. If I don't care, he shouldn't either, right? I love everyone I don't understand. That's one less asshole at your wedding, girl. That race traitor bullshit is tired. Dating a white guy doesn't make you less black. Just like the fact Brian dating a black girl makes him less white. If y'all care for each other and it's real, then hang on to that shit, Fr. I am a black man and my sister has been married to a white guy for over 25 years. He is a great guy and they are very happy. As sensible as my daughter is, I was worried about who she would date. I know a few friends whose daughters have been attracted by bad men, and the thrill of it. Of course, when they get beat up or police kick off their door and find the bag said bad man hid under their children's bed, it's not so nice. My daughter is with a white guy that treats her like a princess and she is so very happy. So am I. Long story short, love has no color. Tell him to pick one of the following 3. A. Fuck off, my life. B. Thanks for freeing up a space at my wedding. C. If it gets serious, meet Brian and stop being an ass. If you still don't like him, A and B are still available. Your brother doesn't get a say op. Nobody gets a say in who you choose to be with. If your partner treats you with respect and you love him, in the future, whoever you end up with, that's honestly all that matters. Don't mold yourself to others' expectations. As long as Brian treats you right, then it doesn't matter. Tell your brother you are 18 not 30 and you are not thinking about marriage for many years yet. Remind him that people are usually older so that they can work out what they find important in relationships before they settle down. Tell him he needs to stay in his lane because he is taking an unhealthy interest in his sister's dating life. This is a matter of respect. Will your mom back you up? As a black woman married to a white man, you will find that you have people that will oppose your relationship. But you'll also find that you'll have people that love your relationship. Don't listen to nonsense like that. It doesn't matter what color the person is, if you love them and they treat you with respect, that is all that matters. Literally just ignore it and do you. It's your relationship. Your brother doesn't have to love or like anyone you date. But there's also no reason to be a bigot about it either. I'm pretty sure if it was switched and he found out that Brian's white brother said the same about you, he'd be pissed. This is hilarious. All these comments and every one of them too cowardly to say it. Your brother is a racist. But that's okay. I ain't the thought police like most of Reddit. Got a feeling he would show up though. He took my bank card without asking. He, 25 male, went out with his friends last night. He's lost his bank card and is waiting on a new one to arrive, so I, 21 female, gave him some cash to last the night. I get a notification at 4 a.m. that my card is in its overdraft. I don't mind, as it'll cost me very little. But I was confused at how. I get paid in a couple days, so I would have probably had to dip into it anyway, but I had £50. I check the transactions, and figure out that he's taken my card with him and withdrawn £60 at a cash point. I confronted him, and he said he didn't think it would matter because he'll pay me back, but he doesn't seem to understand that it's not okay to just take money from someone's card without asking. I could do the same to him if I wanted, but if I ever need to use his card I will always ask. It's just common decency, surely. He's done this before, almost always when he's misplaced his wallet and CBA to look for it when he's rushing to the shop, but it's never been more than like £10. I just don't understand the thought process. In what world is taking money from someone without asking okay? Not okay. You've told him it's not okay, and he does it anyway. He put your account into overdraft. Change your PIN. If he wants your money, he can ask. Yeah, that's not okay. He feels entitled to your money. If it really is not that big of a deal as he claims, why not just ask? I don't understand. Are you married with joint accounts? No, you are not. When you take something without explicit permission, that's called stealing. You seem to be trying too hard to give him the benefit of the doubt. It's not okay. Why are you asking us? Why are you okay with him? Tell him to pay you back for everything including fees. If he doesn't want to, he's probably using you for money. Never let anyone borrow your personal debit card or know your PIN. I don't even let my family take my card. If they need to borrow a small amount, I'll get the cash for them because of these exact situations. People are not trustworthy with money unless you're married. Especially if you're close to being overdrafted. Imagine if it was a credit card and he maxed it? There's nothing you can do because technically you gave it to him to use. I'm starting to notice some red flags here if he's always borrowing money and making excuses to not have his own money. You deserve more than this behavior op. I confronted him, and he said he didn't think it would matter because he'll pay me back, but he doesn't seem to understand that it's not okay to just take money from someone's card without asking. He understands. He's using a tried and true tactic of playing stupid to throw you off and expend your energy explaining to him common sense. It's emotional filibustering. Don't fall for it. I just don't understand the thought process. In what world is taking money from someone without asking okay? Not in my world. Taking something without asking is stealing in my book. And was he going to pay you back, or is he just saying that because you caught him? Not okay. My partner did this once. I gave him my card to buy something for himself, and without asking me also he bought cigarettes for a young female acquaintance who gave him a sob story at the shops. He thought it was okay as he was going to pay me back when he got paid the next day. I felt like he was putting a stranger's needs before me, e.g. what if my kids needed medicine and that was the last $30 in my account? Of course he tried to twist it by saying I was jealous of the young girl. He is a thief. It's not going to get better. Order a new card. Change your PIN and rethink whether your values align. My 31F husband, 36M, was hooking up with my bully, 31F, at the start of our relationship. All I feel right now is pain and humiliation. I've been married to my husband for 6 years now. We have 2 kids, and I'm 5 months pregnant with our third. At the beginning of our relationship, we weren't seriously dating, and instead were just FWB. A big part of the reason I stuck around was because I'm really not interested in romance with others. It takes me a really long time to even want to be friends with a guy, and then much longer for me to develop a crush. This crush has happened 2 times. Once in high school and once after college. The one in high school was my first boyfriend. That relationship ended really messily because my best friend slept with him and the rumors of their affair spread throughout the school. Not only was I bullied for getting my boyfriend stolen, but I was bullied for not being as pretty as my ex-best friend either. The crush after college was my husband. I knew he was the one for me and I wanted to show him that I was girlfriend material, but he was dragging his feet because he wasn't ready to settle down. So we spent 3 years as FWB. He was my only man while I wasn't his only girl. Eventually he was ready to settle down and asked me to be his girlfriend, and things moved pretty quickly from there to engaged and then to married. Well, yesterday I found out that during our 3-year FWB period, my husband was also sleeping with my ex-best friend. I found out because I went to a big reunion brunch and my bully was there. She was flipping through her phone showing texts and pictures from guys that she had hooked up with. Then a bunch of the girls looking at her phone stopped her and called out the fact that my husband was in her phone. I just feel like history is repeating itself. I can't think straight. I haven't talked to him about this yet, but he knows something is wrong. I can't stop crying and I can't stop feeling like she beats me at absolutely everything. Is there anything I can do to not feel like second place? Too long did not read. My first boyfriend, high school, got stolen away by my bully. Later I met my husband after college, and we were FWB for 3 years. I wanted to date him but he wasn't ready to commit. He later committed. We dated, got married, and have 2 kids plus 1 on the way. Yesterday I found out that during our FWB period, my husband was hooking up with my bully. Why does she still have that on her phone? She sounds like a person that just wants to start something. Do not let her bring you down. Maybe talk to a therapist? I hope it works out. There are some comments here stating that you've now won because he has married you now. It doesn't appear to me that you've won anything. I think you're feeling so horrible because deep down you knew you allowed him to treat you like an option, like an afterthought. You spent 3 years, as FWB, but you were loyal to him because you valued him. He went around doing whatever, and whoever, the fuck he wanted and then came back to you. You need to decide if you can get past this because otherwise the rest of your relationship will be filled with resentment. And there is a possibility that you will find more surprises about what he did during these 3 years, which will leave you feeling the same way again. Did your husband know about who she was and what your relationship with her was? See, this is why you need to leave your hometown. That's what happens when you are FWB for 3 years. Eventually he would fuck someone you knew. This is far away past. Don't let this bother you. I think you've allowed yourself to be an afterthought for so many years, and it's probably the abuse you went through in HS that has caused this. You got your heart broken plus were punished for it, when you were the victim. Start demanding more from the people in your life. You deserve better. Don't let your husband treat you like an afterthought. And that girl with the pictures is a moron and a stalker. Who the F keeps that? For an 30-plus-year-old woman, she's very immature. Whatever steps you take next, it's about time to start having some self-respect and self-love. You waited 3 years in a FWB relationship until he finally settled for you while he was fucking a bunch of other girls including your bully, and you wonder how to not feel like second best. You are like the 20th best if it took him 3 years and a bunch of other women to finally realize he can't do better. What if one of the other women had stayed wanting more like you? Would you even be married, RN? I feel really bad for you. I can't imagine waiting for 3 years wanting a relationship and not being more than a booty call. I, 26M. Thought it would be fun to find out our family trees. My wife, 25F, strongly disagrees. We have a 2-year-old son, and for his 2nd birthday, I thought it would be fun to see what our family trees are like. However, my wife is livid over this, telling me it's a waste of money and time. When I explained my reasons, she again told me that it's a huge waste of time and screamed at me. I feel like there's something she's not telling me, but what is it? Uh-oh, hopefully that's not someone else's kid. She's definitely trying to hide something. Someone else on Reddit just posted the same thing, except for they actually did the DNA family tree thing and it came back their daughter wasn't his. I'm 95% sure this is a troll post taking the setup for another relationships post. Do you want a record search for ancestry? Or genetic testing? MYBE, her family and heritage are a touchy subject. It would be for me just because my family history is painful. What do you mean by find out the family trees? Do you mean like tracing back through records, or doing one of those genetic testing things? I think this deserves a discussion with your wife. If you think she'll entertain it, sit her down and explain that you didn't mean any harm by suggesting the idea, and that you're concerned about her reaction. Ask her if there's something about her family history that she doesn't want to find out, or if she just wants to leave the past in the past altogether. If you're describing what happened accurately, this kind of reaction definitely doesn't speak to a mild aversion to a DNA test. There could be something more going on under the hood, so I recommend trying to empathize with her and making her feel safe whenever you broach the topic.